Is it hard to, I mean, there's a lot of magicians around Melbourne. Is it very hard for you to actually like keep yourself up to date, or is there any prereq?
Yeah, no, we run a fairly standard format show. We don't vary it a lot. We do keep up to date with touring magicians that come out to see what new techniques are coming along. We don't often introduce them unless there's something that would enhance our show. But it's always good to keep in touch with the new magicians, new techniques, to see if there's something that is really worthwhile incorporating.
So basically you have like a big format there, and then if there is a new magic going on, you will just put it
slotted in where it belongs. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So is there any function that you prefer to work at? Like, let's say a small birthday party or a big function, or?
Well, we've done both of those. We're prepared to do pretty well anything, stage or children's show. The one thing we don't like is becoming the babysitter.
Yes.
So we encourage the parents to, in the case of children's shows, we encourage the parents to participate, and we design the show so that there is involvement with
When I was
the
a young
parents.
lad, my father gave my brother and I a piece of rope and said, go and play in the yard. Here, I've tied it up into a bit of a noose. And we didn't like the look of it, and we started to fight. So he gave it back. We gave it back to him, and he said, "Well, look, what I'll do is I'll cut it into two pieces for you." Now, of course, once having done that, we were pretty upset because we just wanted one piece of rope. And he said, "Well, look, what I'll do is I'll give you each a noose with which to tie each other up." And we thought, yes, that'd be a pretty good idea. So what we asked him to do is make two loops out of the one. And so he tied a knot, very, very hard with this rope. There we go. He tied a knot with one, making a loop in that one. And then he did the same with the other. And when he did that, we thought, yes, all right, we could probably get by with that if we didn't fight. But of course, having an older brother, it's very hard not to fight with him. So my father said, well, this is really not working out how I planned. So what we tried to do was play nicely with one another, but of course we couldn't. So what we did was we gave it back to my father, and he proceeded to say, well, if you can't play nicely with one piece of rope, with two pieces of rope, I guess what I'll have to do is turn this back into a single piece of rope, which he proceeded to do by just trimming the rope down and giving us a bit of a tug of war. Now, when we did that, of course, he showed us that, in fact, all the knots disappeared and we were back where we started. And we thank you very much.
I heard that Lee, currently you're doing some stroll around magic instead of assisting your dad. So
yeah, well, as well as working with Dad, I've started to work on close-up magic, and so that's been really interesting, and it's just giving me a chance to work on my own skills separate from Dad.
I actually see you performing magic as in Trixie. So how is the experience so far?
It's been great. Trixie is just one of the characters that I do. I actually have a lot of different characters as well as just working as myself. But she seems to have gotten a great reaction from people, so she's coming out more and more just because people seem to really like her.
So do you learn like most of your magic from your dad? Like your dad actually, or your inspiration?
Well, yeah, he is because...
Well, she's been an apprentice for a long time.
Yeah,
I mean, I started she's starting now to get the skills.
Yeah, I started assisting Dad when I was probably about 8 or 9, so I've really learnt a lot just from watching. And being there when he performs.
That's cool.
What I'd like to do is finish up with something that I like to do for the audience, and that is bake a cake. But I was in a bit of a rush, so I got a bit of sawdust from the fire department, and I chopped up, I didn't have any milk or tissue, so milk or sugar, so I've chopped up a tissue, to make up for it, and got a bit of water out of the tap, and of course we need something to cook with. So Lee will light the pan, and I guess we've got too much flame there. I guess what I'd better do is just, let's see if the cake is, oh yes, it's rising. So on the count of 3, Miss Lee, 1, 2, 3, up! Benny the Bunny, and we thank you very much for your attention. I don't know where he came from though. Thank you very much.
So let's say if an organizer wanted to get, like, let's say either one of you or both of you to a function, how would they actually get in touch with you?
Okay, well, we have an email address.
Yes.
It's www. Sorry, that's a webpage.
Yeah, that's a webpage. Yeah. Email.
lesco@tpg.com.au. LESCO. Lesco
So lesco at
tpg.com.au.
tpg.com.au.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And of course, they can always
just
ring us.
I mean, if they want to get to you, they might just email you and then just get in touch with you.
Sure.
I mean, that would be very good.
Yep.
So thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much, Jay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you to all the audience as well. Thank you.